Good morning, Embody. Hi, I'm Carrie Mushaw, Conscious Carrie here, and I'm here to speak to mothers. I'm here to speak to mothers on Big Mama Love and what we have believed in the past. And what I know and what I've experienced in my family is my mother's love was fabulous love. It was loving love, and it was saturated love. It was over the top, where my mom was believing that the way that we mother is to worry, is to remind, is to call. And at that time it was to call and remind everything, and to remember everything for me and remind me everything. And my mother believed that this was supporting me. This was the way that my mother supported me. And what I'm aware of now is that this was an unaligned support. It was not from within her. It was outside of her. It was her jumping out to be worried about me, to tell me if she could just remind me, then she would feel better. It was what she believed helped me. And we're remembering that all of those things are on the outside of us. And it's really the old saying of I go first into a completely new meaning. And because what I just recently experienced with my son was another movement of I stay, because he was moving through a transitional time in his life where he's growing and he's expanding, and he's scared. He's a little scared. And when he's scared, he's talking about all the many things that could be, that could happen, that choices, and if I did this or if I did that, and all of those things are outside of him. They're not in him. And when I'm aware of two things, first of all, he is my thought form. He's what some people love to call my mirror. And when I recognize that he's my mirror, I recognize his jumping out is my jumping out, with a belief that I'm helping him. And as he goes through this expansive, amazing part of life, and he's a little bit scared, it's okay. Because I was reminded that, does a butterfly require any help or anything to worry about? Will they come out of the cocoon and will they fly? And yes, they always come out of the cocoon and they fly. And we're here to remember that all of it happens in us. And we can do the whole entire movement of becoming expansive, of flying, of loving life, of soaring for our children by doing it in us first. Because when we take time out of our day to begin to worry, to begin to think about our children, and begin to believe and our children require our attention or they won't get it done. I mean, how will they do it if I don't remind them? And what we're remembering is, if that one thing they're yet to get done, it's okay. It's part of their expansion in life and learning to fly and grow. And yes, we support from an aligned support. And an aligned support is to stay in us. Whew, this is a big one. I'm all the way in Canyon Lake, Texas. And this is my lake home. And I came here and I decided to stay here and be with how the feeling of security in me would feel. Because I was ready to run back to my home and be with the rest of my family and believing that if I just got home, then I'd be okay, and recognizing that my home is in me. And so we're remembering that our home is in us. And what do our children really, really desire from us? As mothers, they desire security. I was also reminded, my partner, Andrea, fabulous, she reminded me that when children are little and they begin to walk, they take a few steps and then they look back to see if you're there. And then they go a little bit further out and then they look back to see if you're there. And then the first time that you go and when you're young and you play with somebody else, you go on a play date and you play and then you run back to see that you have your security at home. And then you go out a little bit further each time. A little bit further each time. And so what are we here for as mothers? We're here for great security. And we'll do it in us first. It's so that he can come home and he can tell me all of those things that he's feeling. And I can remind him in me that you have your secure home in you. And we do these things through decrees of reprogramming our subconscious because we've had this evolutionary pattern of mothers worrying. And that's how, I remember the phrase, does anybody else remember the phrase of, I'm your mother, it's my job to worry. Oh my. And I've spoken before about the word worry. Literally, if you go back to the history of the word, it comes from choke. It used to mean choke. And so we are choking our children, the energy that would support them, by worrying. And when we are in us and we remember our secure home in us, the feeling within us reaches them even if they're in another city, in another state, if they're at school. It doesn't require a text. It doesn't require an emoji. It doesn't require anything except to stay inside of us, and they immediately feel it. I show up fully secure in me, and my family immediately feels it. That's an awesome decree. And I am my divine security home in me. Bringing it all back home in you. I empower you to say these decrees daily, remembering. And for me, because my mom had this massive, massive, massive pattern of calling me to remind me and jumping out of her own body to support me, then I have embodied the decree of, I am my mama in me, remembering I go first. And I am my mama in me, remembering my secure home in me. I am my mama in me, remembering I can stay in my home in me. Whew. Some powerful stuff this morning. I empower mamas everywhere to jump in. Because we may have love wired a completely different way, and that's codependency. That's, I've got to worry, I've got to text, I've got to post, I've got to call, I've got to have some sort of communication to make sure that they're okay. Or I've got to send them 5 texts and remind them. Or maybe you're giving the lecture text. Whatever it is, remembering completely differently. And the reason I say mama is because that's what I called my mama. If you called your mom, mommy, mother, whatever it is, we upgrade our mothers and what they taught us, whether they are on earth or in heaven. We do it by doing it in us because we have their DNA. And so we decree and we shift our DNA. We reprogram our subconscious, and we can change the energy that we felt our mothers in the past, because that's only what they knew, and now we're here for something completely different. We are doing a series called How is Your Love Wired? And this is one of the movements, is how we've mothered, is how we've believed love is wired, how we have it wired in us, that we have to worry, or we have to do this, or we have to text. This is how you show love. This is one of the many movements that comes out of How is Your Love Wired? So we're doing a master class starting the first Wednesday in September. It's 5 Wednesdays. Woo, we got an extra this time. 5 Wednesdays in September in the evening, where we create a master class on discovering your pattern. Where do you have love wired? And what decrees can you use to shift it? And what does it turn into? Because it may be completely new for you, and that's okay. And then what we're realizing is, if you're not a mother, that's okay. You may have mothering energy, and love goes in with our partner, with ourselves, and it's all in our beliefs. So if you're new here and you're joining for the first time, I see some people jumping on. I'm waving. Hi guys. Welcome, my friend. Let's grow together. Awesome. So what I'm remembering, Mystic Melissa, Arts by Adden, and the ad crowd. Hi guys, welcome. Join Embody on Facebook, and then you can join Embody Community. And our Embody Community is where we give information about how love is wired, and joining the master class and diving deeper into where your love is wired, because you may be unaware. And that's okay. We're waking up. I'm waking up mothers everywhere. Let's wake up. And let's do this inside of us. How glorious for our children that we're staying inside of us and they become empowered and not codependent. And the anxiety that they have is our anxiety. If you have teenagers and they're experiencing anxiety, I'm just here to tell you, it's a really good chance their anxiety is your anxiety. And because that's what I was witnessing, is that my son's experiences are my experiences. And so to go out and tell him how to fix it and stay outside of me, that's the way I used to do things. And now I remember I do it in me, and he immediately feels it. And as I've only had 24 hours in the next 125 to 125% growth in this one movement here, my son is back at school and he's already happy, accelerating, having fun, playing, and things are happening already that he has yet to imagine. Some fabulous new interaction. So he's stepping back into loving his experience, and it's from that massive love that growth occurs. Massive love that growth occurs. And so jump onto Embody Community, jump onto Embody on Facebook, and see what we've got to offer, because we're going to offer this class, and you can jump in, and we create a whole Facebook group for this class. We're doing it via Zoom. It's amazing. And then we created a group on Facebook for How's Love Wired, so that you can have community, so that you can share with other individuals about what they're experiencing in love. What have they created in love, that they are waking up to their patterns, and how we can stay inside of us, how we can go to direct, and how we can expand ourselves. And then our whole family shows up completely differently. So I empower you to remember your divine, secure home in you. Because I give myself permission to feel my secure home in me. Because I am my massive creator in me. And I can. Conscious Carrie here. Give me a little hashtag. Hashtag yes. Hashtag woo woo. Give me some comments underneath of here if you're understanding. If you're hearing what I'm saying and you're like, yes, 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 yes. Go ahead and give me a little comment underneath of there. Because I see there's some of you in there jumping in. And this is massive for our world, that we can show up as mamas completely differently. Or just in mama love. Nurturing love. For ourselves. How about that? For ourselves. Woo. Conscious Carrie. Saying goodbye for now. And join Embody. Oops. EmbodyCommunity.com also. And bye from Canyon Lake. This is my beautiful space where we have retreats. And there's my dog awaiting the ball. He's like, come on, Ma. Come on.